Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking the exact math behind predicting NFL games. We are looking at what it actually takes to upgrade a basic tracking spreadsheet into a sophisticated, machine-learned engine designed to consistently beat Vegas. Because look, it's not about finding one magic number, right? It's about layering efficiency, true matchup friction, and real-world context. So let's dive right in and transform that raw data into a predictive powerhouse.
Here is our roadmap for today. We'll cover 1. Beyond basic prediction models. 2. Efficiency over raw totals. 3. Calculating true matchup edges. 4. Real-world context matters. 5. Measuring prediction confidence. And finally, 6. The ultimate prediction engine.
Starting with Section 1, Beyond Basic Prediction Models, the status quo.
Okay, so a lot of casual predictors rely on just one stat, like points scored. Obviously, that's a really fragile strategy. A much stronger approach, which I know a lot of you are already doing, is combining offense, defense, turnovers, and even Madden ratings into one prediction. And honestly, that is a fantastic start. But if your model is just adding those differences together, it's treating every single statistic as if it's equally important. And we all know that in football, a passing touchdown carries a totally different weight than a garbage time rushing yard.
That brings us to Section 2, Efficiency over raw totals, weighting the engine.
To really level up, we have to apply learned weights to these categories. This massively improves accuracy. Just look at this breakdown. Quarterback efficiency demands a huge 25% chunk of the predictive weight, followed closely by the passing matchup at 20%. Rushing efficiency, that's sitting at just 10%. By assigning these specific weights, your engine stops getting distracted by the noise and actually prioritizes the factors that move the needle. And that leads directly into the data itself. We literally have to stop using raw totals. Why? Because think about it, a team might throw for 400 yards just because they were down by 3 touchdowns and had to pass every down. Instead, focus on efficiency metrics. We're talking yards per play, EPA per play, success rate, third down conversions, and explosive plays over 20 yards. These numbers stabilize so much faster than raw yardage totals.
Moving to Section 3, Calculating True Matchup Edges, Offense versus Defense.
Here is where we measure the true head-to-head friction on the field. It is simply not enough to say the Chiefs' offense averages 380 yards. That completely ignores who is defending them. Instead, you need to calculate a true matchup score. You take the Chiefs' pass rating, subtract the opponent's pass defense rating, and boom, that isolates your actual passing edge. And then you do the exact same thing for rushing, pass rush, run defense, and the red zone.
Now let's talk about the most important position in sports. A quarterback change swings an NFL game more than anything else, so making the QB an independent calculation is an absolute must. Check out these point adjustments. Having Patrick Mahomes out there is worth nearly a full touchdown, plus 5.8 points. Meanwhile, an average backup immediately drops a projection by 6 points. That is almost a 12-point swing based entirely on one single position.
Next up, Section 4, Real-World Context Matters, Environmental Factors.
Now we have to inject some real-world context to make this a living, breathing engine. Take injuries, for example. A flat penalty, like just subtracting 3 points because players are hurt, completely misses the nuance. Breaking injuries down by position groups is the real game changer here. If a left tackle goes down, your passing efficiency drops. If an elite edge rusher is hurt, defensive pressure decreases. If a starting cornerback sits out, the opponent's passing projection inherently goes up. And the environment definitely doesn't stop at injuries. We have to factor in the weather. High winds, heavy rain, freezing snow, these fundamentally shift passing volume straight to the run game. We also need to give specific rest bonuses for bye weeks and slap travel penalties on Monday night or overseas games. Plus, home field advantage isn't a one-size-fits-all number. The noise at stadiums like Arrowhead, Buffalo, Baltimore, Philly, or Seattle, those absolutely deserve significantly larger adjustments.
Then there's momentum. A team in Week 14 is almost never the same exact team they were in Week 2. By blending season averages at 60%, the last 5 games at 30%, and the last 3 games at 10%, your engine actively tracks teams getting hot or cold. This prevents your model from being dragged down by stale, months-old data.
On to Section 5, Measuring Prediction Confidence, Advanced Synthesis.
Look, predicting raw points is kind of a guessing game. Predicting drives instead is a massive, massive upgrade. By estimating a team's expected drives based on game pace and multiplying that by their points per drive, you naturally account for the actual rhythm, possessions, and clock management of the game. It's a much more logical way to build a final score. And seeing how this builds into our confidence levels is fascinating. Professional systems evaluate competitions by looking at the statistical distribution of skill variance. You can see this bell curve of NFL ELO ratings right here. By understanding exactly where teams fall on this curve, the engine doesn't just blindly guess a winner. It formulates a concrete win probability based on the actual mathematical distance between two true skill ratings.
Finally, Section 6, the ultimate prediction engine, the dashboard.
Let's be honest, displaying a raw percentage like 57% chance to win can feel pretty abstract. So instead, we create a confidence index, breaking predictions into these specific tiers, from a 50 to 55% coin flip up through lean, strong, very strong, and finally an 80+% rare elite pick, gives users a really tangible feel for exactly how reliable that prediction actually is.
But the absolute crown jewel of this engine is a game strength meter. By displaying a visual breakdown rather than a single number, the whole model becomes incredibly transparent. Imagine pulling up a Bills vs. Chiefs matchup. Users instantly see why a team is favored. They see the Bills have an overall edge of 82 because they completely dominate the passing, defense, and QB metrics. It builds absolute trust because the data is visually clear.
The math behind the magic is entirely accessible. If you focus on the right weights, prioritize efficiency, and map out true matchup friction, it changes everything. By layering in that real-world context and presenting it visually, a simple spreadsheet truly evolves into a genuinely sophisticated engine. It really leaves you wondering, with these refinements, just how powerful could a platform like Pigskin AI become at automatically ingesting stats and consistently beating the odds week after week? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep optimizing those models.